Okay, if you've been watching me quietly for a few seconds, that's because StreamYard was showing me that there was an error, but here we are live again. It's been a while since I've done one of these. There's no accompanying Lean Publishing Tip of the Day blog post for this one. We're going to hopefully start that up again on Monday, and I'll be doing a daily live stream. I really love doing these. I like showing you things about people, things about Leanpub, and talking about the latest features and developments and things like that, and hopefully showing authors and potential authors something useful that they can do on our website. One of the reasons we've been not doing live streams for a while is that we were had our heads down, sort of revamping the entire platform. If you've been on Leanpub lately, you'll notice that a lot's changed from the way it was for many years. And yeah, so what I want to do today is just sort of have a little bit of fun, get back in the swing of demoing and doing live streams and stuff like that, and just give you a little casual look at the some of the changes that we've made in the last few months. We worked on our big revamp, for a very long time. We were very proud of it. There were the inevitable, or as some people told us, evitable teething problems that we encountered, but everything's great now, and it was just a very exciting thing to do. So and I will actually make a blog post for this video later that you can watch, but it won't be a tip of the day type one. So let me add Leanpub to the stage here. Okay, so one of the first things you'll notice is that just the design is very different. There's different things up here. One of them is the kind of coolest thing is we've got dark mode now, which lots of sites have. I love dark mode myself. You can switch it up here with this little switch. You click the moon to go dark. You click the sun to go light. If you click in this menu here, which I'll explain in a second, you can also switch to dark mode there, and you can switch to light mode back to light mode. If you find any issues with dark mode, please email us at hello@leanpub.com and let us know about them. Sharing a screenshot would really help. We've had a couple of issues with like the wish list reported to us about the wish list and stuff like that. That should all be fixed right now. But yeah, so we've got dark mode. Another interesting thing that you will have noticed is that there's new menu items at the top here. There's readers, where we talk about our reader memberships, which I'll go into in a bit. There's a section for authors, where we talk about author memberships. Leanpub, of course, is still free to use if you want to use it that way, but we have paid memberships that you can use to get extra features and basically up your game and things like that. And we also have another section for author services. These are services for authors, not for readers. And we just kind of thought we'd put them all in one place. You can see all these links at the top. We've worked hard on all of these services. Some of them are, might seem like magic, like Translate AI and stuff like that, which is the one that we're on here and we go to by default. Basically, if you've written a book on Leanpub, like you've written your manuscript on Leanpub, one of the magical things about Markua is that you can actually just click a button and you can get translations for free. And it's not just that you get the book manuscript translated. It creates a page on the bookstore in that language with the book in that length translated into that language. It indicates that it's a translation. It's really just amazing, and one of the best reasons to actually, if you're going to write a book, write it on Leanpub. At the end, you can just use this magical feature to get translations and book landing pages set up to sell your book in that language. Another really important service that we offer is publish on Amazon. These existed before the revamp, but here we go. This is for if you are a very busy person with a budget, and you want to get your book in print on Amazon, but you don't want to learn anything or ever have to handle any of that stuff. You can just pay us and we can do it for you. We've got an import AI service as well, where if you haven't written your book on Leanpub, but you've got a manuscript, say in Word or something like that, we can get you up and running on Leanpub, so you can use amazing features like Translate AI to get your book available in many different languages and things like that. The readers section here sets out our basically reader memberships. Basically the big change with reader memberships is that we offer credits now. So basically what you can do is you get access. Like always with a reader membership, you get access to all free with membership books. So you get free access to about 2,000 books. New books are being added all the time, which is great. But you can sort of tier up and get credits. Credits, basically, you can use credits like you can on other platforms to kind of just get a book with a click. That way, you don't have to enter any payment information, anything like that. You can sort of have a budget, so, buy X amount of credits, and then you can use those whenever you want to. When you have a reader membership, you can actually buy credits, which is very cool. It's quite magical to be able to use credits, and we might even be able to have a gift feature for that in the future, so that you can gift credits to people, so that instead of buying them a specific book, which you can do now as a gift on Leanpub, you could actually buy them some credits, and then they could use those credits however they want to. Again, that doesn't exist now. It might someday. I think it's a good idea. And of course, you can get monthly and annual reader memberships. Same thing with the author memberships. One thing we have that's new now is the Max Author membership that gets you VIP support and things like that, which is very cool. The interesting thing that we've also introduced with a lot of these plans is service credits. So that's different from the book and course purchase credits that I was talking about before. Basically, those services I was showing you before, like Translate AI, et cetera, are what we call author services, and they cost some money. You can pay with royalties as well, like unpaid. So if you've been earning money from your book on Leanpub and you've got royalties that haven't been paid out yet, you can use that to get author services, which is just an amazing thing. It lets your book become self-funding. Hopefully, if you buy marketing packages, when you earn enough money to do that, you can use the money you've earned to buy more marketing packages. And things like that. So that's really amazing. But one of the very cool things that we're trying out here is if you get a Max Author annual account, so it's $349. That's a fair amount to spend. But if you're writing your book, if you're writing a book or books or courses or a course or courses, and you're actually using your plan is to kind of use it to improve your career, make money, build an audience. I think that $349 a year for this Max Author thing is a really good price. But one of the reasons it's a really good price is that if you pay $349, you get the Max Author membership, but you also get an annual $349 service credit towards using these services. So you get if you use them all, you get $349 worth of these services for your $349. So you can regard the services as free or the Max Author as free, but either way, you spend $349, you get $349 in actual service credits that you can use on Leanpub services. You might ask why we would sell for $349 this membership that you can then get $349 of service credits on. And the reason is we think that if you use the service credits, you'll probably make more money. And since, we share, we pay you, we keep some of the royalties whenever you do a sale, which is how, our platform works. It's how KDP works, et cetera. That way, if you make more money, we make more money. And we think you'll probably make more money if you use service credits to do things like, talk to us for a little bit of consult, which can really, really help at the beginning of your author journey, or if you're along the way or you've run into any snags, things like that. So when you're thinking about getting a sort of paid author membership, keep these service credits in mind. When you're doing that. The store is pretty similar to what it was like in the past. You can get bestsellers last week, bestsellers all time, new releases, free minimum price, those free with membership books I was talking about before if you get a reader membership. And you can choose with these languages. We have books in quite a few different languages. There probably won't be too many in Burmese or Catalan right now, but we actually do have a growing number of Arabic books. I know we have quite a few German books and French books, and a growing list of Chinese simplified and Chinese traditional books as well. Actually, let me show you one author. So this author has published a number of translations on Leanpub, which is really cool. You can see them now if you go to a book landing page, and there are translations available. Again, this is just a magical thing about being alive in 2026 is that book translations can be, good book nonfiction, prescriptive nonfiction, like kind of Leanpub style books. You can get good translations using our Translate AI service. Obviously, people still do human translations themselves as well, but books now have this translation section. So you can go here and you can see this book is in Chinese simplified. It'll be indicated at the top. That reminds me, I've got something else to show you in a bit. The reason I'm showing you this book is that, like before, we have downloadable PDF and EPUB sample books that people can download if the author sets it up this way. But there's also this really cool read sample online thing that this author has enabled. which means people can click that and then they can go into the book. You'll notice here, if you were familiar with our online reader before, how dramatically better this is now. And if you're an author, note that when you make when people are browsing your sample book, they can actually click the Buy on Leanpub button right there. But this read online thing is just so much better than it was in the past. I don't know what to say. So that's some of the cool new stuff. So I was just about to say, so one bit of feedback we had over the years was Leanpub's navigation is confusing. This is true of all websites, I think, but ours was kind of confusing. We admit it. And one of the reasons it was confusing was there's this inherent issue of, and this is true of sort of other platforms as well, where like content creator, basically platforms where you've got people creating the content and you've got people buying or consuming the content. And so you've got your website design needs to serve the interests of both of those type of user use cases. Some users are going to be both creators and consumers. Some people are just going to be creators. Some people are just going to be consumers. How do you merge that together is an interesting design issue. The way we've done it is with now is there's a big, I used to call this the escape hatch, but we've got a big menu on the top left that shows you account stuff, store stuff, readers stuff, and authors stuff, and then services stuff, which is for authors. Now, so it's account, store, readers, authors. Readers is reader memberships and stuff like that. So we separate readers and authors sort of stuff here. We still make it really easy to create a book or a course right there. And we also show you where you can go to get your author memberships and things like that. There's a nice little help link at the bottom here as well, which will take you to the Help Center. Obviously, a lot of the screenshots in the Help Center are going to be outdated, but the idea is basically the same for much of this stuff. We still need to update the Help Center, but it's interestingly enough, this new design seems to have worked because we get a lot fewer kind of people coming to us with problems that we need to create a new Help Center about how to find stuff. So for example, if you're an author, the main place you want to go is to the author kind of dashboard here. So to show you that again, if you're on the sort of main, a normal Leanpub page, click on the avatar thing at the top right, click on author, and here you are in a nice author dashboard page, which is very cool. We're of course trying to show you all our services and stuff on the bottom here. We've got these nice little, I think they're called bento boxes, showing all the different sort of author stuff, including pending invitations if someone's invited you to be a co-author on a book, things like that. You can see we've got these, we're always encouraging people to create new books and courses, so we're encouraging that here. Now in the author section, you can see there's a stable menu on the left here, home, that shows home, which is basically the dashboard, a place where you can go to look at just your books, just your book bundles, just your courses, just your tracks or course tracks. They're like course bundles. You can see your invitations. You can also see a metrics page here. This is a demo account, so it's not showing too much. But we've always had last 30 days, last 3 months, and all time. And here you can just see an overall view of your book royalties and course royalties and your total royalties, which is just very cool. So we've got that overall metrics page, something people have asked for a long time. If you go to books page, this will take a little bit of learning, but it's much better than it was in the past. Basically, if I'd created any books, you would see them here. And then you can sort by published, unpublished, stealth, retired, and closed. So these are the various book states. When you create a book, it's in the unpublished state. You can switch it to stealth if you want to hide it, or you can leave it up, which is what we recommend, because people can, an unpublished book has a landing page where people can sign up, share their email address with you if they want to, and let you know they're interested in that book, which is a great way of getting started and getting motivation. And there's also this royalties section here, which just looks great in dark mode. This isn't really too different from what it was. This is sort of like overall section here, but we do break it down into book royalties, course royalties, partner sales. So we have a concept of partners. We have one partner. It's Learnerbly in the UK. They're really great. Basically, my understanding of them is that they're a really great company that basically they provide content to employees of companies that have accounts with Learnerbly. So the company gets an account with Learnerbly, then their employees, without needing to use credit cards, can go and get sort of books and courses and stuff like that, which is really just amazing partner for us to have. If you're part of a company like that elsewhere and you'd like Leanpub content on your site, please contact us about, you can contact me at len@leanpub.com or email us at hello@leanpub.com about partner sales. We'd love to have more partners. It's just an amazing thing. You opt into these as well, or well, you'll probably be opted in. You'll be opted in on automatically. But like anyway, it's a really great feature. There's also the payment settings and the royalty payouts thing here, where you can see all your payouts. There's royalty pool. If you've got any free with membership books, if you've opted into that, then you'll see your royalty pool payments there. And then there's royalty purchases. Like I was saying before, you can use royalties for a number of these services, including marketing packages. So what this means is royalties, money that you've earned that hasn't been paid to you yet. You can use that to get stuff. So you can have this self-funding book model, basically, book publishing model, which I just think is really great. If you do any royalty purchases, you will see them recorded here. Now, here's another little menu that you can see. There's a little chevron here at the top. If you click that, you can then see these various different sections: account, author, services, store, library, purchases, and support. And actually, if you're in the author app kind of things, you'll notice that there's no more escape hatch on the top right, but there is on the bottom left. So you can actually still access all that stuff in that awesome giant menu there. Let's go to the account section now. So here we're encouraging people to sign up for reader memberships if they're Leanpub readers, which is really great. Leanpub, with the Leanpub reader membership, someone gets access to all the free with membership books. If you've published a free with membership book on Leanpub, then you get part royalty pool payments associated with that. Now, what's new here, I think newsletters and password are also new sections. I highly recommend you sign up for our newsletters here. But the really new thing here, well, there's this appearance thing, which is, you can switch between light mode, dark mode, and system. My system, my Mac is set to dark mode because I love dark mode. But on the appearance section, you can switch that. And we've got an author services balance. So if you've bought an author membership and you've got some those service credits that I've talked about before, you'll actually see them here. And so if you wanted to use them, you could go to the services section and you could use your service credit, your credit service balance to kind of do that, which is very, very, very cool. There's a separate section for your avatar now, which is just kind of nicer. There's a separate section for, resetting your password, which apparently people do a lot. That something around that was broken for a while, and people apparently are resetting their passwords all the time, which is good for security. The profile page, this is kind of cool. So we had someone ask us, we used to have X, GitHub, LinkedIn usernames where you can add that, and then there's a little icon on your profile page. Someone was like, hey, why don't you add more? So we added more. So now there's Mastodon, Reddit, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube, and stuff like that. So there's a new section on the profile page for adding your address. So this is kind of deep Leanpub, kind of complicated, but basically, when you do royalty purchases with your money you've earned but you haven't spent yet, we have to apply taxes to that. If you buy using a credit card, obviously we know, what VAT to apply. You select a country, all that kind of stuff. There's a little algorithm. But if you're using royalty purchases, how do we know your royalty balance to sort of do your self-funded book kind of promotions and stuff like that? How do we know? So in order to do that, you would need to enter your address here. All we use it for basically is, just sort of deciding what VAT to do if you do a royalty purchase. And if you do publish on Amazon or Global Author, we can use this address just to kind of help, send you your Amazon books and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. So that's my casual little, tour through the new Leanpub. If you're a Leanpub author and you haven't been around for a while, I highly recommend you go take a look at the various new features and things like that. Obviously, as an author, the most important thing is going to be looking at these services, but also looking at the new dashboard, which is just very cool. yeah, you'll notice, sort of other new things. I'll be going over those in sort of future videos and stuff like that. Actually, why don't I show you something cool here right now? Um, yeah, when you go to create a book, there's this visual editor beta. I'm not going to describe it too much. It's still super beta. But if you want to play around, if you like Leanpub and like learning new things that you can do on our platform, I definitely recommend checking out the visual editor beta. We'll do a big announcement when this is like not beta anymore. But that's going to be a very interesting feature. Basically a new way to write books, which is going to be from most people's perspective, an easier way to write books on Leanpub is basically what that's going to be. Yeah. So there we go. I highly recommend you look around at the author memberships. If you're currently a Leanpub author or you're thinking of being one, remember again, if you get like an annual max author thing for $349, each year you'll get, like, not just once, each year you'll get a $349 service credit, same cost of the author membership, to do things that you can help translate your book, promote your book, things like that. So that's really helpful. Let's just maybe go back to the homepage. Here's the shelf, which is our feature for promoting books. There's a little thing where people can scroll through the shelf. So if you get a shelf spot, if you're an author and you get a shelf spot as part of a marketing package, your book gets prominently set up here. We've got featured bundle, featured courses, things like that. Oh, there's, I'm a big fan of the podcast because I'm the host. Now we've got this kind of cool looking new kind of section about the podcast here. You can go right to YouTube from there. Let's hope it doesn't autoplay. Good, it didn't. You can go straight to the podcast on YouTube. If you are a Leanpub author, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help you get discovered as an author, and by adding to our audience base, it'll help you discover other authors too, see what their stories are, see what they've written about, see how they're reaching audiences and promoting their books and things like that. Yeah, and sign up for the newsletters. Yeah, generally, I hope everybody enjoys our new look and feel. If you have any feedback, of course, please email us at hello@leanpub.com. We love to hear from you about it. We're going to be getting back into these tip of the day newsletters next week. I really enjoy doing it, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day. Just talk a little bit about Leanpub and get that on the Lean Publishing Tip of the Day playlist on YouTube. So thanks very much, everybody. I'm going to go off and make a blog post with this video in it for anyone to watch later on. That's on our Leanpub blog. Let me just see do I even know where is there a blog link here? We're going to have to work on that. Okay, but I think it's just leanpub.com/blog. Yeah, there we go. So you can find our sort of very basic blog here where we talk about Leanpub book launches and things like that. And there's going to be more tip of the day content. So thanks very much, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend.